Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Saw X. And this is I guess technically the 10th. I'm not really super versed in the Saw franchise, but boy have there been a lot of them. And this is from director Kevin Grotert and writers Josh Stolberg and Peter Goldfinger. And this focuses on John Kramer, who is dying of cancer, played by Tobin Bell, who goes to get this experimental procedure done in Mexico, and when he finds out that they didn't really do what they said they were going to do, he comes for revenge and seeks punishment upon his aggressors. And this particular film, I've seen the first Saw, I've seen Spiral, I haven't seen everything else in this franchise, but what really stood out to me about this film is the character work that it does, building up John Kramer, adding depth to this character, and the great performance that Tobin Bell provides. And I think that's like the highlight of this film. You have this very deep personal buildup throughout the first half of this film, of his journey, him dealing with cancer, trying to find his way to this certain place. And you get to this point where then it turns into Saw. And there's these people getting tortured, and we know that these people did wrong directly to John Kramer. And there's a lot less sense of mystery going on in this particular film than with some of the entries, because we all know what's basically going on here. Now, I think this film does take too long trying to set up everything, and this being a 2-hour film just felt like it was way too long. And there's, especially with how the torturing stuff plays out and how some of these characters fit in, I feel like there's just too many steps to get there. But like I said, the highlight really is Tobin Bell. You have Shawnee Smith, who plays Amanda, who's a returning fixture of this franchise. And I think she does a really good job as well. Now, from an antagonist perspective, this mad scientist woman basically is just pure evil and not very interesting. And basically you're just biding time until the end of the movie where you see them get their comeuppance, right? The kills, I'm not super into gore. I do appreciate that this didn't feel like it was just non-stop gore, and it actually had a story. It had some emotional weight to it. When those moments came, they were grotesque. There was some really disgusting and disturbing things that happen. The interesting thing is what's being touted on the posters and everything with the eye socket thing isn't exactly what it appears, and I think it might disappoint some people once you actually see the film in terms of some of these kills. But overall, it feels a lot tamer, and especially when you get to the end, the final trap doesn't feel very interesting or unique or dynamic in any kind of way. And overall, I just feel like this film's a little too overlong, a little too underdone in terms of the horror elements. Because here's the thing, I wasn't scared once. Yeah, I was grossed out by these disgusting things going on, but is this supposed to be a horror film? Because it didn't scare me. It definitely was thrilling and built tension and suspense, but it didn't scare me at all. And I do feel like this drew it out too much, but I do appreciate the fact that this really gave Tobin Bell an opportunity to shine in this role, and I think that's the best part of the movie and the biggest reason to check it out. But those are my thoughts on Saw 10. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.